Hey, welcome to Our House is Your House. We're talking about the kitchen. It's the last session of this series, but last Sunday we talked about there's a miracle in your house. There's a miracle in your kitchen, and we looked at 1 Kings chapter 17 with the prophet Elijah and 2 Kings chapter 4 with the prophet Elisha. And so two incredible stories, both declared to widows that there's a miracle in your house, and in fact, it's in your kitchen, and I need you to go get me some bread. I need you to get the flour and the oil and start pouring it out. Both of these ladies were in dire situation. The first king's widow was experiencing a famine and was preparing for the death of her and her son with his last meal. The second king's widow was experiencing the creditors were coming to take her sons away. The big idea was this: don't let setbacks become setups for your failures. Both of these widows responded to the prophet with obedience. They went and did what he asked them to do, and the Lord had directed them, and they responded. And the result was God did an incredible miracle in their lives, in the life of their families, and many were impacted by it. We learned that our obedience becomes a window for others to see God work in our lives and possibly in their lives. And so here was the ask from that message. For the widows, it revolved around the ingredients to make bread. But what about you? What could God use in your house to bring a miracle to your house? God can use small things, oil and flour, to bring about a dramatic turnaround. He did it in the life of these widows, and I know that He'll do it in your life as well. The lessons from these two stories was, the first one was, take inventory of what you have. What do you have that God could use? Remember, little becomes much in the hands of a mighty God. Secondly, God uses small things to create big miracles. Number 3 was, do your part and God will do His. Faith acts. Faith is in action. Faith steps out in trust. And then the fourth lesson that we learned was, let the oil flow. You have to start pouring. You have to believe. You have to step. As you discuss, share some stories perhaps of God's miracles of provision in your life, how you saw God work, how you saw God do great things when you took steps of faith. Maybe if you don't have any stories, let me ask you this question. Is it time to step out in faith and see what God wants to use in your life, what God wants to use in your kitchen? We encourage you to pray for one another as you wrap up this session of Our House is Your House. Thank you for being a part of this series, and we look forward to stepping into the series in James called Justice. God bless you. Have an incredible discussion today.